Are you with me? Are you also feeling that the world is changing right now? There are a lot of changes that's going on in the healthcare and the mental health industry. There are a lot of changes in the market. There are a lot of AI technologies that are disrupting the market. There are companies that are VC-backed technological companies that are adjusting too fast and taking over some market. The patient's behavior is changing. In this video, I will tell you about 5 trends that will be changing the market within mental health care, and it's a good time for you to think about your strategies and how you will be changing them accordingly. We talk about an integration between the mental health and medical services. But let's talk about the integration that we actually have been talking about for a long time. It was like a lip service. And if you can imagine the triangle between the mind, the body, and the soul. But really, did we have that connection? Because we heavily, in the mental health industry, we connected all our interventions and services to cognitive or behavioral changes. But we did all the services separately from the body. There was no connection. So there's the mind and body connection. And there's a third component, which is energy. Energy is the soul or the frequency. Let's talk about the new innovations. This is the time where we need to integrate all our knowledge about the human being and the connection between the golden triangle, the mind, the body, and the soul. This is the era where all these systems integrations would have to come into the effect. And we would need to make some labs or some testing, some assessments and evaluations based on the body and the chemicals that the body produces. We also need to connect the dots between the mind, the body, and the soul. The first trend that is organicological that is coming up is functional medicine. In the near future, the mental health will be adding a functional medicine and will integrate the services in between the mind and the body. The functional medicine is different from regular Western medicine. The functional medicine assesses for the whole entire body system, for your organ, for your nutrition, gut system, adrenaline system, hormones, and everything else, which might be dictating some symptoms in the mental health. So one of the trends to watch is the functional medicine. How do we connect the dots between the mind, the body, and how do we make the adjustment to integrate these two services? Number 2 trend is spirituality. In the mental health field, we do talk about spirituality, but do we really use spirituality in our intervention? Or do we even know how to use them? Not really. So would you be surprised if I'm going to tell you that spirituality is connected to the soul? But soul is connected to the energy, and energy is the frequency. And right now, there are a lot of researchers that talk about the frequency and the quantum field, how our thoughts and belief system can manifest in changes, in the chemical changes, even the DNA changes within your body. How does that affect your emotions? And how frequency can elevate your emotions. Emotions can be measured in hertz because it's a frequency, which means if we're going to study our emotions and how they're being connected to the feelings that are being produced by the body, we can influence our emotions and we can change our frequency of our being. Our belief system or limited belief system can affect how we are in our emotions. It can trigger some reactions, and that is also a frequency. So how do we connect our emotions, our body, and the mind? This is the time we can look into the science and connect the science into the mindset. We connect the science with the body and create the integrative system that can help the humanity right now to change. So mental health industry is changing. The future of mental health industry is expanding beyond the traditional services, therapy, and psychotropic medication. New research in neurobiology and psychophysiology and the frequency science shows that our well-being is deeply connected to the body energy and the vibrational system. We are beginning to understand that the human is being a fully integrated system between the mind, the body, and the soul. The soul is the energy that is consistently interacting and influencing all the system and chemicals within the body. Our belief system shape our reactions, shapes our thoughts and our behaviors. But how does it change the chemical balance and hormonal change in DNA within our body? There have been some recent research that shows the study that the thoughts and imagination can change the chemicals within the body. The meditation right now is changing also the DNA and the chemicals within the body and changing the health just in general. The resonance between our mind, the belief system, the thoughts and emotions can create a resonance. And when we are in a resonance with ourselves, with the higher self, or with the soul, this can change the whole entire body, the body system, or the hormones of the body. Within the spirituality field, we will study our inner children and the belief system connected to the inner children, dictating the reaction to certain situations or to certain people. But it's also changing our frequency as a being. And when we're not in a resonance with ourselves, this is where we feel an anxiety, and for long term, we can feel even a depression. Follow me, and on my channel, I will be talking more about the quantum field and how it will be changing the mental health industry, and how the spirituality will be changing the interventions that we will be working on. Trend number 3, innovations. Since there's an era of changes, breakthrough technologies, AIs, the integration between mind, body, and soul, this will trigger some innovations within the healthcare industry. Let's talk about even AI. I know many clinicians have been experiencing fear of that you can be replaced in psychotherapy. But I don't think it's possible, because within the psychotherapy session, there's an energy and the frequency that cannot be replaced or produced by the AI. So don't be afraid of the AI innovations. Change your perception and change your positioning, and utilize the AI as your assistant. We use AI as a call center and triage, that triaging the request between all departments. Because of the AI, we reduce our expenses and increase the efficiency, accepting the phone calls and processing the inquiries of the patients. We use AI in many processes like content, marketing content, production. We use AI in creating some policies, even strategic plans. Ask yourself about your positioning. Does the fear dictate your reactions? Or you can change your perception, you can change your belief system, and utilize your AI to your benefit. Other innovations might be, again, including some frequencies or energy. I'm going to give an example how we utilize the innovations within our new clinic in Torrance. We used the sacral geometry in the floor plan based on the mandala, where we use the plan to increase the frequency, which we measure in about 528 hertz within our space. We use design and colors and all 5 senses that process the information. So when you enter our space, you actually hear the 528 hertz sound and music meditation. You can process the information through the smell, which is remind you about the forest. We have a big screen within our clinic that shows the forest. Because the mind doesn't really know the difference between the reality and imagination, your body processes this space as a high frequency space, 528, which is the space for healing. It is about being creative. Position yourself as a creator, because you can bring innovation not only in within new products, but you can bring the innovations within just processes in your practice. There will be other many innovations that's related to the frequency medicine, the sound. Just track everything, watch everything, and be creative. The trend number 4, diversification. We know it has been challenging on the market with lots of market change due to VC-backed companies. It's a technological companies that are taking the whole market, and there's M&A have been going on, and they're acquiring small practices as well. And it's challenging for small clinics or practices to stay afloat. And the reason for this is because maybe the old system in the healthcare industry and mental health care industry have not been working right now. And we can make the changes based on our needs and based on the patient's needs. One of the diversification, of course, is to create some stability, risk management. Diversify your payers, mix your payers, whether it's insurances or hybrid or cash, and that might also trigger you to create some other products and services. Because there are a lack of clinicians, mental health clinicians in the market locally to hire, or even if you're a solo provider, it might be challenging for you recently to get new clients just because of these bigger companies, VC-backed technological companies. You might be looking into expanding your services and adding wellness, which is great for your clients. Why? Because of their needs. So the wellness service or the coaching service might be responding to the lower needs of the client, stress, for example, or wellness. And it might be a complementary service for you to add to the professional services with diagnosis, which is us, right? The mental health providers. If you're creative, you might be thinking about creating the complementary funnels where the wellness or the coaching service can bring you the pool of the clients and the patients, and then you will be offering to them a second service which with higher profit margin. And then the third level might be the service where you can add an individual service. There are many options to create to bring the creativity to it. I'm just giving you one example that might be helpful for you. And of course, the diversification might be bringing digital services. We're full of wealth and knowledge. We've gone through so many trainings, and we can help people by giving some digital products that they can buy while you're sleeping. If you're going to be able to create a product, a training, a course that especially younger people can probably use, watch and use by themselves, that can add to your profit margin and bring you some stability to your practice. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of knowledge that you can use by to create a self-learning product, a course or training. That might be just for a couple of hours, but you might be extending that for a couple of weeks or months or so on. You can add coaching services to this. Maybe that is even is going to trigger you to create some services that might be bringing better benefits to your clients. So within our clinic, we brought a diversification between services. I myself, because I am an LMFT, of course, I started the clinic with just psychotherapy services. But later on, because we needed to bring other services that would benefit clinicians and would benefit the client, but also helped us to bring more profitability, we added a psychiatry service. Those diversification between two services helped us to be sustainable and profitable within this time. We would like to learn about your way of innovating and diversifying the services. Bring it on and join our community today. The trend number 5, unity. Because of the challenges on the market and situation, again, there's so many vertical integration and M&As happening by big VC-backed technological companies that are taking over the market. So the solo providers and smaller clinics tend to go into a unity where you can, of course, use some supports. Some management services is going to be cheaper for you, but also bring some emotional support between the people. We are building a community at this point. And if you would like to join our community, join our Global Alliance of Mental Health Providers and bring some more information and your support that might be helpful for everybody. The unity can bring the benefits by sharing the management services and the resources. If we're going to be able to unite, we can bring the bargaining power to the insurances, and that can help us to bring our prices for an average per session for our services. So if you are looking to join and unite with the community, so join our community and bring some information that might be helpful to us. I'm looking for some people that might be working within the community and can help us to build further models.